And hello everyone, Blade here. Welcome to a new Let's Play of Plague Inc. And in this game, it's actually the objective to wipe out all humanity. Now this is still a early access or alpha game or whatever you like to call it. So not everything is ready. You see that you have a single player and a multiplayer tab here, but the multiplayer is still not available yet. I am very interested on how it would look and how that thing will work out. But for so far I can tell you guys it's on Steam. It's not very expensive. It's about 13 euros. Better pronounce that right. And well, right now, well, I already actually played around with it a little bit. You can basically select your plague type here: a bacteria, virus, fungus, parasite, prion, nanovirus, bioweapon, immune plague, hidden plague, unlimited plague, Neurax worm, and necroa virus. So yeah, I actually already completed these two, but to go with the flow, I'm just gonna go with the most basic bacteria. Now here you can actually modify your gene code by adding and removing stuff. This is basically your DNA collection tab. Here is basically how it will mutate and other stuff. Here you can basically select on how it will travel or how it will travel faster. At the start, you will at the start of the game, when you start this game for the very first time, everything is locked, so it will look like this. And yeah, basically this is basically your survivability in different environments, and this is how it will evolve or devolve. So right now we have the Darwinist thingy. It increases the chance of your plague mutating, so it will go further. And here you can select if it will increase your plague, your spread will increase by land or by air. You can do it by sea, over a closed land border, or just in its own host country where it plagued around for the very first time. So let's do that. Let's see. Let's actually do this one, Terracite, and continue on. Now here you can select your game difficulty from casual, for that there's almost no hygiene and other things, to mega brutal, which is very hard. But let's go for a casual game right now. And I already named my plague. It's gonna be EA. So yeah, that's going to be a nice name for a plague, isn't it? Especially for a bacteria. To win, you must evolve and spread across the world, wiping out all humans in the ultimate plague. Select your start location. Select the country to begin your plague. When you click on it, you can see more information. Pop the start bubble to confirm, or click another country instead. So let's see, we got Russia here, we got China here. You can check its population here and basically what kind of modes of transportation they have available. They have land, the transportation, sea and air. You can basically see where the harbors are if you zoom in a little bit. And like Southeast Asia, Indonesia, New Guinea, all that sort of stuff. India, Saudi Arabia, Korea, the US of course. We have Germany. Oh damn, I accidentally started in Central Europe. But alright, that's okay. So we now have infected number 1 in Central Europe. Let's actually look at what Central Europe is. Central Europe is a rich group of countries, typically has a cold, humid climate. So if we want the virus to grow there, we actually need to get it resistant to a cold and humid climate. But because they are rich, they have a high or a better healthcare system than in Central Africa. And wow, we already infected 4 people. These little red dots you see blooming up, it's basically your infected people. And here in the bottom you see your DNA points. With DNA points you can evolve your little plague here. I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit. Now you have this little orange bubble. It's a DNA bubble. You have to pop those to get DNA points, and they randomly appear and you can use those to evolve your disease. As you saw, just +2, +7 already. And wow, we already infected 12 people. Medicine in Central Europe slowing infection. Central Europe is a wealthy country with high quality healthcare. To spread faster, you may need to evolve the drug resistance ability. Alright, now that it gave that, let's go see our little bacteria. Now here you can basically select what kind of way you want your plague to spread through rodents, birds, insects, blood, livestock, through the air, or through water. Now each of them has its own advantage and disadvantage. I'm not gonna tell you about all the disadvantages because I don't really know any disadvantages, but at some point there might be a giant bird migration, and then it's really handy to have those things. Or let's see, when it's really warm in certain countries that there's going to be a big insect plague, then it's really handy to do it through insects. But that out of the way, let's go move on to the symptoms. Now this basically shows on what will happen at some point with the people that are infected. Like insomnia, they get sleeping problems, they become irritable and less productive. Or cysts, very nice, very lovely. Or they'll become anemic, so it will spread faster and faster, and coughing. This also increases the chance of infection to other hosts by spreading it into the air. And this is just all basic stuff, but every time you buy a new upgrade, new ones unlock. You see that by the white outline here. I'm not going to do it just yet, because the more symptoms you have, the more likely it is your plague starts to pop out into the general population, and people will take notice of it and might start working on a cure. So let's actually move on to the abilities here, like cold resistance, heat resistance, bacterial resistance. That's in all climates, not just hot and cold. This is also very important, drug resistance, because in very wealthy countries this is one of the most important things to get first. Why? Because they're very wealthy, they have a high healthcare system, they can basically smash it to bits. So let's make it resistant to drugs. And we have successfully evolved our little plague here. And this is going a tad too fast. We already infected 35 people, and now you see it's slowly starting to take root and grow faster. Let's pop that little fucker. Eurozone near collapse. Politicians have confirmed that political short-sightedness and self-interest may result in the total breakup of the euro. Well, yahoo. And we got a few more points, so let's evolve it a little bit more. And I think resistances would actually be very handy. Although let's actually do it through bird migration, because there are a lot of birds here in Central Europe. And especially when migrating time comes, sometimes you get a big message about it. That was about the country information. Sometimes you get these special announcements like, well, not this one, but like the Olympics in the UK, or North Korea sends out a space shuttle, or a big bird migration, or an earthquake in China, that sort of stuff. Oh, and it's time to evolve. But with those announcements, you can actually take your advantage of that. Like if there's a big bird migration, be sure to get that one, because they get susceptible to infection, and avian carriers increase in infectivity, land transmission, and mutation. Very, very awesome, very, very cool, I would say. So let's actually make it a bit more resistant, and even more resistant to other climates, so it has a higher chance of spreading. Because yeah, it's colder in Russia than it is in Central Europe. And when we want it to go to Central Africa, usually that is very hot. And EA spreads to France. France has been infected. Your disease has taken an important step in becoming a plague. When a new country is infected, pop the red bubble to get bonus DNA. Now you see this big red hazard mark. So that means we got our first infected there. Well, there actually already are 7. And it mutated on its own. It mutated cysts. EA has mutated and developed the cysts symptom without using DNA points. Now that we have that, let's check what we unlocked extra. Now here we have the CEST thingy, painful lumps containing pockets of the pathogen, slight chance of bursting which can spread disease. From this on we can get hyper sensitivity, increases likelihood of allergic reactions which can distract the immune system. Rich regions particularly vulnerable. Or abscesses. Pockets of the infected flesh are painful and act as breeding grounds for the pathogen, increasing infection rates when burst. I know, very disgusting, but very handy. Right now it might not look much, but at some point it's gonna spread like wildfire and the whole map is gonna be red. And at some point they are gonna start working on a cure. You can see the cure development bar here, it's still at 0%. Because they have not discovered it yet. So right now, I want to keep it under the radar as much as possible. And we infected the Ukraine and Poland. And it looks like Germany is still out of the shot. But we actually need to get... Oh, hello, did we just infect the Balkans? Yep. But we actually want to infect countries. Ah, we just got Germany actually, I believe, yep. We want to have countries that have airports and seaports as well, because we can transport the disease intercontinentally, or continentally, whatever you want to call it. Ships' new sterilizing cleaning techniques. New cleaning techniques are being now used to stop ships transmitting any disease between countries. Only advanced waterborne diseases can survive on them. Alright, now that we know that, basically if we would have had this one, it would have been a problem, but if we had the second one in there, it would help. Well, then it would be ignored basically. But let's see. What can we do here? Let's actually make it a bit more resistant to even further. I know it's very important to get resistances, and let's actually do insomnia with paranoia, irrational delusions and mental symptoms. Victims' distrust of others makes them unlikely to seek treatment or cooperate with others. Which is very handy because they won't seek treatment then, and that is very good, so that gives us a chance to spread even further. Which is also very, very, very important to spread further, because sometimes it's really hard to infect countries like Greenland and... Oh, and we just spread to the UK, I believe, yep. And like the Philippines or New Guinea and that sort of stuff. But right now, oh, and we just infected Spain, I saw. Yep, 10 infected already. More infectious than tuberculosis. EA has infected more people in the world than TB. It's a very infectious disease. And there's another DNA bubble, and still no one has died yet, but we already infected 15, well, let's see, 18,000 I believe. Well, no, more. Ah, a new minor disease has been spreading. In a normal checkup, a doctor in Central Europe found a new disease which has been named EA. It appears to be mostly harmless, but must be investigated further. Other countries are also reporting this disease. Now this means we have been discovered, and it has mutated and developed the inflammation symptom without using DNA points. Let's see what that does. Inflammation. Inflammation obstructs bodily processes. Swelling can obstruct breathing and can be fatal. So this means people can die from it. And that is bad actually, because you don't want people to die just yet. So we're gonna devolve this, because then it can actually lead to seizures and that sort of stuff, and that would be bad. So let's actually go for anemia, which can lead to hypoxia into the organs, which can actually help it spread a bit faster. Because right now we don't want anyone to die yet. We first actually want to infect most of the world and then go for the more severe little stuff. The London Olympics are back on. The UK will begin soon despite EA. Will people bring the disease to the UK? Now since the UK is already infected, this should actually help here. Central Europe starts work on cure. Central Europe is first to instruct doctors to begin research into a cure for EA. Without greater funding, it's expected to take a long time. Now, if you have that little information thingy going on, then it means that they are still in the research development. Right now, it's going to take a long time, but The moment more countries are starting to get involved in it, the faster it'll go. And we just infected Turkey. Nice. But it's actually, oh, hello, oh, whoa. Yep, we just infected Russia. And I believe we also just infected the Baltic states, but I'm not very sure. Walking Dead symptom combo. Insomnia and anemia are causing people to walk around grey with tiredness. Scientists working on the cure EA are less productive, which is very, very, very good. So, oh, I just saw something. There we go. You see this little plane? That means that the disease is aboard that plane, and it's actually, I think it's heading towards the US, but not entirely sure yet. But let's actually do genetic hardening. Pathogen becomes harder to analyze in the lab, decreases further research speed, which is very important, because right now those fuckers are researching this little... Oh wow, everyone is infected in Central Europe, cool. And we also infected the US now, so Canada's gonna fall, and probably Mexico's gonna fall. London Olympics infect the UK. People infected with EA came to London and spread their disease. It should have never gone ahead. So that's very good. We also infected Brazil just now. And the reason why we are able to infect these countries, because these are actually hot and humid, and Russia is normally, let's see, cold and humid. That's because we have the special ability because of the bacteria, the bacterial resistance. Because right now the bacterial shell is practically impregnable, further increasing bacteria survivability in all climates. So we don't actually have to do these two. That's like every disease behaves differently. Like there's a big difference between having a viral disease or a bacterial disease or a fungal disease. Right now I had a few problems with the fungus, getting that to work properly, but I'm still working on it. And right now they actually are oh wow, we have infected more people than HIV. And right now they are researching it to get a cure. But right now we are also spreading. And let's actually see if we can get some nice things from that. Let's see. Let's do insects. Insects susceptible to infection, carrier insects increased infectivity, especially in hot climates, and chance of mutation. Very fun, very handy. So now it should help actually going to Algeria and that sort of stuff. Oh, and I just saw that we infected 2 more countries. Let's see, I think we infected Japan. Yep, that's Japan. And South Africa. Very good. And there we go. India is infected as well. Rash symptom has been mutated. EA has mutated and developed the rash symptom without using DNA points. So let's see what that actually does. And we just infected. Let's see what's that? Indonesia. So let's see, rash. The skin becomes blistered and painful, slight increase in infectivity. From that we can actually get sweating. And the loss of fluid through sweating also increases infection rates due to poor hygiene. More dangers in cold countries. Very important. But let's actually go for coughing. And let's do blood. Through blood-to-blood contact, increase infectivity, especially in poor regions and mutation chance. So it can also mutate further. And there went another disease little flight. That one went to China. Whoa, and now it's spreading like wildfire. We already infected Iraq, the Middle East, Angola, and apparently we just infected, let's see, what country was that? Norway. But at some point, ooh, we just infected Iceland. That's very good. Paranoia in Ukraine. People in Ukraine are extremely paranoid and are more likely to take extreme actions to slow EA. Germany shuts down airports. Now that is going to be a problem. Whoa. Because right now, because they shut down the airports, there's no more flights going to other countries, and that will suck. So it's actually very important to get the countries that are actually very... Oh wow, we are getting points. But it's very important to get the countries that have docks and airports, and for the rest, and that are for the rest totally isolated from the rest of the world. So let's actually see if we can. Yeah, there we go. And now it's even able to survive in chemically treated water. So right now we should be able to see some upgrade. Let's ship be infected again. Good. Some red boats. There you see. Now the infection is actually also traveling through boats. And we just infected Australia. And 3 more countries. I believe Sweden we just infected. And what was that little one? Central America. And we just infected Mexico as well, I saw. Let's see what else we got. East Africa. Wow, now it's going. Bolivia, Egypt. Whoa, what kind of country is that there? Sorry, oh, the Caribbean. My knowledge of the world's countries isn't that. Ah, see, and now it's spreading through Russia. Russia is the perfect country to look at when you see it spread like that. Alright, but now we are actually transmitting it quite well, I'd say. Let's actually do it through the air as well. So it can also be, so it has a further chance to evolve over planes and that sort of stuff. And let's make it even more resistant to drugs. So it can even spread further. There we go, 3 more countries to be infected. Let's see, that was Sudan, Afghanistan, and no, not the Philippines. Indonesia was already, Southeast Asia I believe that was. And New Zealand. Oh nice, we just infected Greenland as well. It might sound really petty, but like here, islands like Madagascar, they have to be infected through the sea. Otherwise the disease will not go there, and EA is now placed on the watch list. And I believe we just infected Madagascar. And the Philippines. Oh, and another DNA bubble. And actually, UK is leading global cure effort. UK has started to set research team to infect infected countries, hoping to speed up development for a cure of EA. And we need to pop the blue bubbles to actually hamper their research. But now that they are starting to work on that stuff, we actually need to get we need to make our disease more dangerous. That's the thing I was looking for. So right now we need seizures, random blackouts, and fits reduces the patient's ability to function independently, can be fatal, and we are going with insanity. Neuropathic action of the pathogen in the frontal cortex causes severe emotional and behavioral abnormalities, significantly harder to cure. Jesus, that's hard to say. So let's actually see. Let's do nausea as well, and hypersensitivity, because that also gives us paralysis and vomiting, and yeah, we're gonna basically more infections than the common cold. Very nice. First death in the USA. And I believe we actually already killed a few more. Let's actually see. Central Europe. Where's Central Europe? Only, whoa, 50. Ah, see, now we're killing people. Now it's going on. Pneumonia. Anyway, hard to pronounce. So let's actually see what that does. Pneumonia. Serious fluid build and discharge from the lungs. People in cold climates are especially vulnerable. Very nice. But we actually need to work on it more to get it more aggressive into the hosts. And wow, there goes Greenland. And we almost infected the whole world. Global research focused on cure. Now the whole world is actually going to focus on curing this little sucker. So, well, first of all, let's actually see. Alright, the cure ETA will be 2015, end of the year. And it's now 2015, so in like half a year they should be done. But if you go to abilities and go for the genetic reshuffle, it needs more work to develop a cure. So let's actually check out how long it will take now. Still the same thing. 2016, there we go. It just fell back a bit, which is very important. And we just infected another country, and we have enough points to do it again, I believe. Let's see, 28 or 29. Yeah, let's do actually that one. Increasing the work needed to develop a cure. And that's right now it's on 21%, just fell back to 19. And it will still need 2016. So now we have even more time to get that shit done. And let's see, Algeria, I believe we infected the whole world right now. Wow, pulmonary fibrosis symptom mutated. Let's see what that does, shall we? Pulmonary fibrosis. Scarring of the lungs causes shortness of breath and extreme coughing. Can be fatal when combined with intense exercise. And we can actually get total organ failure from that. And let's actually do paralysis, because that's significantly harder to cure and can be lethal. And from there we can go to coma, significantly harder to cure, and total organ failure. And the cure is 25% complete. Well, that's really fun, but... And Finland starts central corpse disposal. Very nice. Very, very nice. Just get some more points. 41 points. Alright, let's see. What can we get here? And rapid death. That's actually very handy. Which you can also see in these top bars I just noticed, that what it actually does to your shit. So let's actually do total organ failure, because right now we want people to die as fast as possible. EA is killing very fast. I know I'm a horrible person for saying that, but Argentina begins to break down. Normal life in Argentina is beginning to break down due to EA. Research cannot be done there anymore. New statistics show that EA has killed over 75 million people worldwide, worse than the Black Death. I'm a horrible person for laughing at that, I know. But fuck it, it's funny. Killed more than the Spanish flu. Here we go. Let's see, can we actually make it a bit more resistant? Yep, let's do it. Just to set those fuckers back a bit. Inflammation symptom mutated. So what does inflammation do? Inflammation, I believe that one... There we go. Oh, wait a minute, we already did that one. So it just remutated. Killed more than smallpox. And here you can actually see the blue bar is the healthy people, the red ones are the infected people, and the black bar is basically the dead people. Oh man, I feel like a total dick here, I know, but... Alright, let's actually go for coma now. And, well, why not abscesses? Just to increase the spread a bit more. There we go, now we're killing people more effectively. Now that is how you kill people. Let's actually see. Healthy, there's still well, yeah, 30,000 people are still healthy. We already killed a buttload of people. Wait, is that 30,000? I think 30 million would be better. I think 30 million. So 52 is still infected, 47 are dead, and it's still in 2016 for the cure to be completed, but I think we got it. Iraq in anarchy. Iraq is the first to fall in anarchy due to EA. No cure research can take place. So that also set them back quite a bit. And I don't think we need to reshuffle it anymore. So let's see. Let's go for sweating, skin lesions, and after that necrosis, because that can actually be very awesome. Very awesome. Now I wonder which country is actually still a tad healthy. There's still airports open here and there. Only in South Africa and Brazil apparently. Go away. Go away, I said. But I think we infected everyone. There are no healthy people left in the world. The last healthy person on the planet recently became infected with EA. Poor fucker. Poor little fucker. Let's see. What else we got? Fever, pulmonary edema. Let's actually go for vomiting. Always nice to vomit your guts out. And Philippine government has fallen. Central Europe is now burning corpses. Spain is using mass graves. Brazil shuts down water supply. Zimbabwe, where the government has fallen, they're burning corpses in South Africa. Algeria is declaring martial law. Japan and Spain are approving human experimentation. Middle East and... Wow, this is going great. This is just going great. There we go, there goes still a little curing envoy. But if you think this is funny, wait till you get to the viruses. Those things spread even faster than a bacterial infection. Let's see, can we actually do some more crap here? Nope. And I think we actually killed everyone before they actually finished the cure. The cure is going to be ready in 2030. Yep, I think we got this. Yep, Italy's government has fallen. EA genome fully sequenced. EA has its genome fully sequenced by scientists. RMS researchers say that this breakthrough will help cure efforts. Well, hate to break it to you, buddy, but I think you're gonna die in a few seconds. Sorry to poop on your parade here. Oh, there's another DNA bubble. You know what, let's actually torture them a tad more. Ah, I can't do that. That sucks. So I really wonder, where are still the healthy people? Because, oh, South Africa. I think South Africa is the only country that's... Oh, wait, and Central Africa. And Sudan. Libya. And Brazil. Okay, so... Let's see, can we actually do something against that? Hemophilia. Immune system produces inhibitors that destroy vector, preventing blood clotting ooh. Fuck yeah. Internal hemorrhaging. Arterial membranes break down, causing rapid internal bleeding and death. I'm just sitting here rubbing my hands. I am so sorry. I must be a horrible person. Ooh, Russia is also still infected. There's still people dying there. China still has a few people. India is slowly dying as well. Let's actually speed it up a tad, because I think they stopped curing now, because I'm not seeing any envoys of curing, or yeah, those blue planes seeing. I don't see those fuckers flying around. So look at this. EA to destroy humanity. Yep, that's what it does. It rapes your child. It rapes your child dreams. It rapes your video games, and now it'll rape your. Now it will rape you as a person. You will die a slow, painful death. You can either slip into a peaceful coma, or you can die from total organ failure. And a new gene has been discovered, the ATP boost. So EA has successfully eliminated all life on Earth. Let's actually speed it up and see how it's spread across around the globe. And we actually needed 784 days. And genetic complexity was very complex, so let's actually see how it goes. I'm just gonna sit here and watch here. And it's very awesome that you actually see the whole travel thingy going on. You can see the airflow, so, and the currents in the water. So, wow, look at how red it goes into the middle. And there it went. It just infected the first thingy in another continent. And from that, I believe it first went. Oh wait, no, it went there and then there, there. Wow, look at this. Just look at it. There we go. There we go. Oh my god. Oh wow, look at Canada. Poor guys, I'm sorry. Oh, and Australia. Amazing. Amazing how such a tiny little fucker can wreak such havoc on humanity. Oh man, that's actually very fucking funny. You can slowly see this country here, this lonely little country being swallowed up. Wow, look at how black it's becoming. Yep. If it's black, it means basically that there are a lot of dead people there. Amazing. Just amazing. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little playthrough. And if you guys have any more ideas on what I should do on the viral thingy, be sure to come up with awesome names for the diseases. I mean, I actually played through this one, and my brother actually came up with a pretty ingenious little name for it. It's a virus called vaginitis. So yeah, very catchy. But if you have any ideas on what I should do or what I should name our diseases, and yeah, be sure to pitch them. I would love to see them. So right now I'm going to end it here, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching. This was Blade, and have a great day, and be sure to wash your hands. Goodbye.